So the purpose of this video is to help you understand lenses before you actually buy them. The first thing that you need to understand is that there's different lenses for different purposes. The first thing you need to understand is the focal length. Let's go to the paper trail. Focal lengths are measured in millimeters. The lower the millimeter, the wider the shot is. The bigger the number, the tighter the zoom is. Usually the eye is something closer to a 35 millimeter. So if you put a 35 millimeter in your camera, it's gonna look like if you're looking at it from your point of view. Something closer that a lot of people like is the 55 millimeter. It's similar to the 35 millimeter, but it's just a little bit tighter. Now let's talk about aperture. Aperture is used to let more light into the camera. Forget all that. I use the aperture to isolate the subject. The higher the number, the more things are on focus. The higher the number, the more things are on focus. Everything really starts with the f22. With the f22, everything is on focus. The lower the number, the less things are on focus. I use that to isolate the subject. So I use the 1.8 to isolate myself from the background so people pay attention to me and not the background. So lenses are grouped into two group categories. There's prime lenses and then there's zoom lenses. Prime lenses have one focal length. Zoom lenses have multiple, so you can zoom in and zoom out. So they're more flexible. The way that I think about it is I use prime lenses when I know what the shot is gonna look like. And I use zoom lenses when I have no idea what's going to happen. This is very practical when you're vlogging because you don't know what the day is gonna look like. You don't know what's going to happen. Another question that I get a lot is, why are some lenses so expensive? And the real answer to that is, just like everything else in business or in software, you create the majority of your features for the majority of people. But sometimes there's just like a small amount of people that want specific features. These features are just as hard to make than any other feature. But you have to be able to pay for that work, and you do that with pricing. You make those people pay a lot more for those specific features. So a good example of this is the telephoto lenses that the National Geographic photographers use. Those are very, very expensive lenses. But just a few people do wildlife photography. Other things come into consideration, like the quality of the glass, but that's my belief. My belief is the majority of people will pay for the main features, just a little few individuals will pay for the specific features. That pricing model has worked for a lot of companies, and I think it's great. All right, so that concludes the tutorial on how to buy lenses. I hope you liked it. I'm gonna go inside because I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes.